There never was a struggle in the soul of a good man that wasn't hard. My papa told me that. And it's sure enough true. Believe me, son. I know.
I believe you.
That's fine.
Just too bloody morbid. Where are your own things?
I don't know. Around somewhere. Of course, they're nothing compared to this lot. Something to shoot for, old boy. You gotta have something to shoot for.
The Manchurian Candidate caused a minor sensation in 1962. It's a film that fused espionage, satire, and documentary filming techniques in a revolutionary way. It put John Frankenheimer on track to be remembered among the visionary directors of his generation, on par with Kubrick, Altman, or Peckinpah. His style integrates the focused stillness of Birdman of Alcatraz and the urgency of the young savages.
What's the matter with you anyway, huh?
He was equally adept at hard-hitting drama and intense action. His influence is evident upon many filmmakers, including Martin Scorsese and George Lucas. After making The Train, which was a successful film, but one that he did not feel personally invested in, Frankenheimer briefly had the clout to do whatever he wanted, and he dove into his most artistically challenging projects to date, leading to the remarkable dual release of Seconds and Grand Prix respectively in October and December of 1966. Seconds is a harrowing, borderline sci-fi thriller that dissects our culture of consumerism and superficial values. In it, a middle-aged man is manipulated into using the services of a secretive company that gives people new faces and new identities, erasing their pasts.
When the bandages are removed, I think you'll be more than pleased. In fact, I expect you to be prancing around here like a stud bull.
Now, don't do that. You can't talk because we've extracted all your teeth and given you a complete vocal cord resection.
Over the course of the film, the man painfully learns that there really are no second chances, no matter how much you try or how much you pay.
Why are they staring at me like that?
They know.
They know what?
They're like you.
What do you mean?
Reborns.
Along with its black humor, relentless pessimism, and horrific finale, Seconds is memorable for its bold visuals, making frequent use of distortion effects that parody the plastic surgery that has erased this man's face and his life. The frenetic camera work, the footage of real cosmetic procedures, and the overall tone of bleakness and paranoia were all too much for 60s audiences. The film was booed at the Cannes Film Festival, censored by the studio, and was a box office flop. All of this traumatized the young director who had mostly only known success in the previous 5 years. Trying to put it behind him, he focused on the editing of Grand Prix.
Taki tylko, remember that at Monte Carlo, because of the nature of the circuit, you shift gears over 2,600 times during the race. That's an average of once every 3 seconds. No reason to expect gearbox trouble.
A racing enthusiast, Frankenheimer announced that his next film would be the first ever cinema verite in Cinerama. While it was planned as the epic widescreen color counterpart to the stark and monochrome seconds, Grand Prix still shares thematic elements with its sibling. The characters in both films are nihilistic with a self-destructive drive. They bristle against the restrictions placed upon them by corporate masters and by society's expectations to function as a cog in a machine. Both films show how man and technology are beginning to merge, and the oppressiveness of a world that mostly esteems beauty and affluence. But what really distinguishes Grand Prix is its radical visual style. Frankenheimer brought in graphic designer Saul Bass, known for his work on the films of Preminger, Hitchcock, and many others, to create the title sequences for both Seconds and Grand Prix, and to manage the ambitious montage work for the latter film's racing scenes. Released as a 70mm roadshow event, Grand Prix became the 7th highest grossing film of the year and won Oscars for sound and editing. But the success was bittersweet for Frankenheimer. Critics praised the film as spectacle, but didn't acknowledge any deeper themes or artistry. Coming on the heels of Second's failure, this seems to have caused Frankenheimer to give up. Though he always stayed busy, none of his later films would ever approach the bold inventiveness on display in Seconds and Grand Prix. 1966 should have marked the beginning of a higher, even more rigorous second phase of Frankenheimer's career, but his reputation only receded from the late 60s onward. He spent the rest of his life making offbeat but fairly routine dramas and thrillers, the best of which were always compared negatively to The Manchurian Candidate.